Recently, I found myself in a conversation with someone who claimed to be an expert in reverse speech, a fascinating and polarizing pseudoscientific theory. Let's call him Alex. He described himself as a linguistic archeologist, unearthing hidden messages buried in our everyday speech. I first came across Alex in an obscure online forum dedicated to unconventional theories, and his passion for the subject was contagious. Reverse speech, Alex began, isn't just gibberish turned backward, it's a window into the subconscious, a mirror reflecting hidden thoughts, intentions, and emotions that even the speaker might not be aware of. He credited Australian researcher David John Oates with pioneering the theory in the 1980s. According to Alex, Oates believed that when we speak, our subconscious mind simultaneously produces meaningful phrases in reverse. For example, Alex mentioned Neil Armstrong's iconic words, "That's one small step for man," claiming that when reversed, it intriguingly sounds like "man will spacewalk." Alex smiled, adding, "It's poetic, almost prophetic, don't you think?" Despite mainstream science dismissing reverse speech as pseudoscience, Alex argued that it deserves a closer look. Sure, he admitted, most academics write it off as pareidolia, where people perceive patterns in random noise, but how do you explain the consistency of these messages across different languages, contexts, and speakers? I asked for examples, and Alex dove into his favorites. Politicians, for instance, play their speeches backward, and you'll often uncover messages that seem to contradict their public statements. Some might call it their true agenda slipping through. And he paused, chuckling. But it's not all conspiracy theories and cryptic warnings. Reverse speech has been used in therapy, helping people uncover repressed memories and traumas. Alex explained a case study involving a woman in therapy. When her recorded sessions were reversed, phrases like "don't leave me" and "I'm scared" emerged, which corresponded with childhood abandonment issues. Her conscious mind had no recollection of these events, but her subconscious was screaming to be heard, Alex said. I pressed him on practical applications. Well, Alex said, reverse speech has potential in criminology. Imagine analyzing a suspect's statements for subconscious confessions or using it in negotiations to sense hidden agendas. The military's even toyed with it for psychological profiling. But Alex was quick to admit the controversy. Skeptics say it's cherry-picking, hearing what you want to hear. And sure, the messages can sometimes be garbled, but isn't that true of all interpretation? Look at dream analysis or even body language. It's not an exact science, but it doesn't mean it's without merit. He also touched on the cultural impact. Reverse speech has bled into pop culture, from the backmasking scare in rock music to hidden messages allegedly planted in songs and speeches. Remember the urban legends about satanic messages in Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven? That's reverse speech in action, even if it's mostly just fun for audiophiles. Toward the end of our chat, Alex veered into philosophical territory. What if reverse speech is a clue about human consciousness itself? It could be evidence that our minds operate on multiple levels, conscious, subconscious, and something in between. Maybe the reason it feels so mystical is because it is. When I asked if he truly believed in the power of reverse speech, Alex leaned back and smiled. I believe in the human mind's ability to communicate in ways we don't fully understand yet. Reverse speech may not have all the answers, but it's asking questions that are worth exploring. As I left the conversation, I couldn't help but feel a sense of curiosity. Was Alex onto something, or was this just another quirk of human perception? Whether you view reverse speech as a fascinating pseudoscience or pure nonsense, there's no denying its allure.